When your legs cry for help. The hidden pain millions ignore. Let me ask you something personal. Do your legs feel heavy at the end of the day? Do your knees whisper in pain when you climb stairs? Do your ankles swell so quietly that you only notice when your shoes no longer fit? You're not alone. Every evening, thousands of seniors across America sit down on their couch, sighing in silent pain. And most don't talk about it. They believe it's just age, a slow surrender to time. But what if I told you the real culprit might not be your age, but your plate? As a physician who has worked with thousands of patients over 40 years, I've seen one truth repeat itself like a silent epidemic. Our food can save us or slowly sabotage us. And one of the most powerful, most overlooked soldiers in the battle for joint and leg health? Collagen. But here's the kicker. After the age of 30, our body's natural collagen production drops by 1% every year. By the time you hit 60, you've lost nearly half of your collagen reserves. That's like removing the scaffolding from a building and expecting it to stand tall. Your knees crack because cartilage thins. Your legs swell because circulation slows and connective tissues sag. Your joints ache because the biological lubricant has dried up. But it doesn't have to be this way. Today, I'll walk you through 15 simple, collagen-boosting foods that you can eat starting today. Foods that can reduce swelling, restore mobility, and revitalize the health of your joints, tendons, and even skin. And no, you don't need a prescription, just a shift in perspective and a few changes in the kitchen. So don't look away. The solution you've been praying for might just be in your next spoonful of soup. The unsung hero. Why collagen is the quiet savior of aging bodies. Before we talk food, let's talk function. Collagen isn't just a buzzword. It's the most abundant protein in your body, forming the structural base of your bones, joints, tendons, ligaments, and even the skin on your legs. Imagine collagen as the glue that holds your body together. When it's abundant, your movements are fluid, your skin bounces back, and your joints feel cushioned. When it's low, you feel it everywhere. The knees grind, the ankles puff, the back locks. Most people assume they can just take a supplement, pop a pill, and all will be well. But let me be brutally honest. Collagen doesn't work in isolation. Your body needs raw amino acids, like glycine and proline, cofactor minerals, like zinc, copper, and silicon, vitamin C to stitch collagen fibers together. That's why food is superior. Real food offers the full symphony, not just one instrument. And that brings us to the collagen goldmine. No one talks about boiled chicken feet. I can already see you cringing. Chicken feet? Really, doctor? Yes, really. In my clinic, I had a patient named Esther, a retired school principal in her 70s, elegant and proper, who refused to even touch chicken feet, until I showed her her own MRI scan. The cartilage in both knees had nearly vanished. She walked like she was carrying invisible sandbags. I gave her one recommendation: add chicken feet broth to her diet twice a week. 6 months later, Esther was back in her garden, kneeling without pain. Why? Because chicken feet are loaded with type 2 collagen, the exact kind your joints crave. When you slow boil chicken feet, for at least an hour or more, the ligaments and tendons break down into a thick, gelatinous broth. That's not fat, it's natural collagen. That wiggle in the broth, it's the body's original joint glue. And here's the beautiful science. Type 2 collagen directly supports joint cartilage. The gelatin forms a cushion in your knees and ankles. It reduces inflammation, which causes pain and swelling. And it even tightens the skin on your legs. a bonus most people don't expect. For less than the cost of a fast food meal, you can make a broth that acts like a joint therapy session in a bowl. Esther now calls it her magic soup, and I've since recommended it to over 200 patients, many of whom report better sleep, better movement, and even glowing skin. So boil it, simmer it, freeze it, mix it in rice or sip it plain. Just don't underestimate it. This isn't folk medicine. It's functional nutrition backed by decades of biochemical science. From the ocean with love. Fishbone broth. Let me introduce you to another miracle worker, hiding in your seafood waste. Fish bones, fish heads, sardines cooked whole. Sound strange? It's actually one of the oldest healing practices in the world. In Japan, where joint pain among elders is surprisingly low, fish broth is a staple. Not because of coincidence, because of marine collagen. When you simmer bones and heads of fish, especially oily ones like sardines or mackerel, you release type 1 collagen, great for bones, skin, and ligaments, calcium and phosphorus, crucial for bone strength, glycine and proline, amino acids that improve joint hydration. Why hydration? Because joints are like sponges. They need to be hydrated to be soft and springy. Without enough glycine, your cartilage becomes brittle. With it, every step feels lighter. I had one retired fisherman, Don, who used to wake up at night from throbbing knee pain. After drinking fish broth daily for 3 weeks, he told me, "Doc, I walked the dock this morning and forgot to hurt." That's the power of proper nourishment. You can make this at home with leftover fish parts or buy it pre-made in health stores. Just remember, look for bones and skin. That's where the collagen lives. And one more tip, add a squeeze of lemon juice to your broth. It helps extract more minerals during the simmer. It's like unlocking the treasure chest inside the bones. The power in simplicity. Egg whites and joint recovery. Let's talk about something most people already have in their kitchen. Egg whites. No fancy prep, no exotic label. But inside every egg white are 2 critical amino acids. Proline, glycine. These are the backbone builders of collagen. Without them, your body can't stitch together collagen fibers. But that's not all. Egg whites also contain pure protein, the kind that muscles love and joints depend on. Because stronger muscles mean less pressure on your joints. Think of your thigh muscles as the shock absorbers for your knees. I had a patient, Carol, who refused to eat eggs because of cholesterol myths. After explaining that egg whites have 0 cholesterol and fat, she started eating 2 boiled whites every morning. She later told me, "My morning stiffness? Gone by the time I finish breakfast." Of course, I reminded her, the effect was also due to consistency, hydration, and the other changes she made. But the egg white helped lay the foundation. Pro tip? Pair your egg whites with something rich in vitamin C, like orange slices or red bell pepper. Vitamin C helps convert proline into usable collagen. It's like giving your body the raw materials and the instruction manual at once. The overlooked duo. Zinc and copper from white beans. There's something almost magical in white beans. You wouldn't think it by just looking at them. Smooth, pale, creamy. Sitting there quietly in your pantry. But inside, a chemical symphony is playing. White beans are not just plant-based protein. They're also a powerful natural source of 2 minerals that most seniors are silently deficient in. Zinc, copper. Why are these so crucial? Because they act as enzymatic spark plugs in your body's natural collagen production. Without zinc, your body can't activate the enzymes that weave amino acids into collagen chains. And copper? It ensures the collagen you make is strong and elastic, not weak and brittle. One of my patients, Leonard, was a retired mechanic in his late 60s. He came to me complaining of joint pain, particularly in his hands and knees. Blood work showed borderline zinc deficiency, something common in older adults due to absorption issues. We didn't start with pills. We started with beans. I had him add a cup of cooked white beans 3 times a week, in soups, salads, or even mashed as a spread. 3 months later, his morning stiffness was cut in half. And here's what surprised even me. The swelling in his knuckles reduced visibly. Why? Because zinc and copper are also natural anti-inflammatories. And let's not forget, beans are loaded with fiber. That matters because a healthy gut microbiome directly influences inflammation control and nutrient absorption, including the absorption of magnesium, calcium, and collagen precursors. Fiber also stabilizes blood sugar, and fluctuating glucose is a silent enemy of joint health. Every time blood sugar spikes, inflammation follows. So yes, humble beans, when eaten consistently, can be a frontline soldier in your joint defense. And they're cheap, easy to store, and easy to prepare. You don't need fancy. You need effective. Coconut water, the hydration. Your joints crave. Let's talk hydration. If you've ever watered a dry sponge, you know this. Hydration restores flexibility. The same is true for your joints. And while water is essential, sometimes you need more. Electrolytes that replenish what age, medication, or diet silently drains. Enter coconut water. This isn't a marketing fad. It's science. Coconut water naturally contains potassium, magnesium, calcium, and trace amounts of cytokinins, plant hormones with anti-inflammatory properties. These minerals help pull water into cells, rehydrate connective tissues, and ensure your synovial fluid, the lubricant inside your joints, remains viscous and protective. I remember Dorothy, an 82-year-old yoga enthusiast who complained that her knees had started clicking and feeling stiff. We ruled out serious arthritis, but hydration showed up as an issue. Her diet was high in coffee and low in fresh fluids. We added a simple rule: 1 glass of coconut water every afternoon instead of tea or coffee. 3 weeks later, her stiffness faded and her balance improved. Her joints were simply dry. Hydration isn't glamorous, but it's foundational. Your joints cannot glide if they're dehydrated. Your tendons cannot stretch. Your legs cannot circulate blood efficiently. And the best part? Coconut water tastes good. It's light, sweet, and refreshing. A much better option than sodas, sugary juices, or even artificial sports drinks. Mix it with frozen blueberries, lemon slices, mint leaves, and you've got a recovery elixir your joints will thank you for. Purple fruits. Nature's shield against joint inflammation color is information. In nature, purple means power, particularly when it comes to antioxidants. Fruits like blueberries, blackberries, purple grapes, and elderberries contain high levels of anthocyanins and resveratrol, 2 compounds that act like bodyguards for your collagen fibers. They block free radicals that break down collagen, calm inflammation that worsens joint damage, improve circulation in legs, reducing swelling and heavy-feeling limbs. One of my patients, Marlene, in her late 50s, had early signs of rheumatoid arthritis. We focused on 2 things: improving her gut health and reducing oxidative stress. She started drinking a smoothie of frozen blueberries, spinach, and coconut water every morning. 6 weeks later, her CRP, a marker for inflammation, dropped. Her energy returned. Her hands stopped aching. Antioxidants don't work overnight, but they build defenses over time. They're like weatherproofing your body against the slow erosion of age. And the great thing is, they taste delicious. Try this: 1 to 2 cup frozen blueberries, handful of purple grapes, a splash of fresh orange juice, a few kale leaves, coconut water or almond milk. Blend it. Sip it. Smile. That's medicine disguised as dessert. Kale, the unsung bone builder. You've heard it's healthy, but do you know why kale is a joint and leg superhero? It's not just the vitamins, it's the vitamin K1, a vitamin most Americans are drastically under-consuming. Vitamin K helps direct calcium into bones, not into arteries, regulate inflammation at the cellular level, activate proteins essential for collagen synthesis. One of my favorite studies showed that seniors with higher vitamin K levels had significantly lower risk of osteoarthritis progression. That's not a coincidence. I once treated a retired ballet dancer, Sylvia, who refused to take calcium supplements due to past digestive issues. We revamped her diet instead. Kale sautéed in olive oil, lemon, and garlic 5 times a week. She went from waking up with sore hips to gliding through her Tai Chi class again. Here's how to make it tasty. Massage raw kale with lemon juice and olive oil. It softens the fibers. Add pomegranate seeds, walnuts, or feta cheese. Blend it into green smoothies with pineapple or banana. Kale works best when eaten consistently. Not once a week, but daily. And don't forget, it also contains magnesium, muscle relaxant, potassium, fluid regulator, vitamin C, collagen catalyst. That's a full-service repair crew in every leaf. A doctor's breakfast hack, the ultimate joint boosting bowl. Let me share my personal morning routine. After 40+ years in medicine, I've experimented with dozens of combinations, but this is the one that I return to, especially on days I expect long surgeries or hours of standing. Joint boosting breakfast bowl, 2 boiled egg whites, proline and glycine, 1 to 2 cup sautéed kale, vitamin K, C, magnesium, 1 to 2 cup white beans, zinc, copper, protein, 1 4 cup blueberries, anthocyanins, resveratrol, 1 Brazil nut, selenium, drizzle of olive oil plus pinch of turmeric, anti-inflammatory, a squeeze of lemon for flavor, and vitamin C. I call it the Joint Armor Bowl. Why? Because when you eat this kind of meal daily, you're not just feeding your hunger. You're rebuilding the structures that carry you through life. You're respecting your knees. You're honoring your back. You're giving your body the tools to thrive. Most people wait until they're in pain to change. But as I always tell my patients, prevention is the best form of healing, and nutrition is the most powerful prescription I can write, without a pen. Sunflower seeds, the tiny giants in joint defense. Sometimes the most powerful remedies come in the smallest packages. Sunflower seeds may be tiny, but they are mighty warriors when it comes to preserving collagen and calming inflamed joints. Here's why. They're one of the best natural sources of vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that prevents collagen breakdown. They also contain selenium, which supports tissue regeneration and lowers inflammation. The fats they contain are healthy, promoting joint lubrication and hormonal balance. I had a patient named Teresa, 69 years old, who had been struggling with hormone fluctuations after menopause, combined with stubborn swelling in her knees and legs. She admitted to snacking mostly on processed crackers and store-bought granola. We switched her snack routine, a handful of unsalted sunflower seeds daily, added to her morning oatmeal, sprinkled over Greek yogurt, or eaten as an afternoon pick-me-up. In just 6 weeks, her joint pain started fading. She didn't feel that tight, bloated sensation in her lower legs anymore. Even her skin on her thighs, once loose and papery, began to tighten. Vitamin E in sunflower seeds stabilizes cell membranes, meaning less oxidative damage in the collagen-rich tissues of your knees, hips, and ankles. And selenium, it acts like a microscopic repairman, scanning for tissue stress and sending help to rebuild. Best part? They're inexpensive, easy to find, no cooking required. Just remember to choose unsalted, ideally raw or lightly toasted, to avoid excess sodium. Keep a jar in your car, your drawer, or your bag. Let these tiny seeds work their quiet magic, one crunch at a time. Brazil nuts, the secret collagen stabilizer you've been missing. Let me be clear, Brazil nuts are not optional. They're essential, especially for those over 60. Why? Because just one nut provides more than 100% of your daily selenium needs, a mineral that plays a major role in activating antioxidant enzymes, preserving collagen matrix, balancing immune response. Selenium isn't just about preventing wrinkles or boosting mood. It also protects your joints from oxidative decay, helps rebuild damaged cartilage, promotes healthy circulation to reduce swelling. I once met Robert, a retired postal worker who had walked miles daily in his prime, now plagued with aching knees and ankles. His supplement cabinet was overflowing. Turmeric pills, glucosamine, even collagen powders. But his blood work told a different story. He was selenium deficient. Rather than loading him with another pill, we added 2 Brazil nuts a day. That's it. 3 months later, his swelling decreased by 50%. His shoes fit again. His energy returned. He no longer feared going for a stroll with his grandkids. Why does this work? Because selenium acts like a supervisor overseeing inflammation, making sure it doesn't spiral out of control. And Brazil nuts also contain magnesium, helps muscles relax and reduces cramping. Healthy fats improve absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A and E. But here's the rule: more is not better. Due to their potency, 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day is enough. Eating too many can lead to selenium overdose. So make it a habit. 1 nut after breakfast, 1 after dinner. Think of them as your daily collagen insurance policy. Sweet potatoes, the forgotten fuel for joint repair. Let's take a moment to talk about one of the most misunderstood foods in America: sweet potatoes. Some fear them because they're carbs, but in reality, they're joint-loving powerhouses packed with nutrients that activate your collagen-making engines. Their main superpowers? Manganese, a mineral required for collagen-forming enzymes to function properly. Vitamin C helps weave amino acids into stable collagen fibers. Phenolic compounds, plant antioxidants that calm inflammation at the joint level. One of my longtime patients, Judy, was a former marathon runner. Her knees had taken a beating over the years. She wanted to avoid surgery, but her cartilage was wearing thin. We revamped her dinner plate. Every night, she swapped white rice for a baked sweet potato with cinnamon and olive oil. 2 months in, she reported waking up without knee pain, something she hadn't experienced in 5 years. Sweet potatoes also help stabilize blood sugar, preventing inflammation spikes, support gut health with fiber, create a calm, alkaline environment in the body, which is ideal for healing. They're versatile too. Try them. Baked with rosemary, mashed with garlic, sliced into wedges and roasted, or even cold, in a salad with greens and pumpkin seeds. This isn't just a holiday dish. It's year-round nutrition that rebuilds you from the inside out. Avocado, nature's cream sour for your joints creamy. Rich, luxurious, but more than anything else, therapeutic. Avocados are one of nature's most complete packages when it comes to joint recovery. Why? Monounsaturated fats, reduce silent inflammation. Vitamin E protects collagen and lubricates connective tissue. Potassium balances fluid, reducing leg swelling. Phytosterols, plant compounds that fight chronic joint pains. I always say, an avocado a day keeps the anti-inflammatories away. A 71-year-old patient of mine named Glenn once told me, "Doctor, if it's green and mushy, I'm suspicious." I laughed and challenged him. "Try half an avocado every day for 2 weeks. Just trust me." We mixed it with lemon juice and olive oil and served it on sprouted bread. By the end of the 2nd week, he called me. His morning ankle stiffness had disappeared. He now eats avocado more religiously than I do. Let's not forget, healthy fats also support brain health, hormone production, absorption of fat-soluble nutrients needed for collagen formation, and the fiber in avocado? It feeds your gut bacteria, which in turn regulates the immune responses tied to joint swelling. It's delicious, versatile, and healing. Try it. In smoothies, on toast, in salads, or simply with lime and sea salt. This fruit doesn't just fill your belly. It nourishes your entire musculoskeletal system. A doctor's caution. The supplement trap. Now let's take a moment to talk about something uncomfortable. The supplement trap. In my decades of practice, I've seen this happen too many times. Patients spend hundreds, even thousands of dollars on collagen powders, pills, gummies, exotic superfoods, but they're still in pain. Why? Because no supplement can undo a bad diet. You cannot sprinkle collagen powder into a soda and expect results. You cannot take a gummy and skip meals full of vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. Let me be clear. Supplements have their place, but they are called supplements for a reason. They supplement, not replace. I've had patients who came to me on 300-per-month supplement routines who felt worse than those eating simple home-cooked meals full of beans, greens, fish broth, and sweet potatoes. Your body is smarter than marketing. It knows real food. It recognizes balance. It rewards consistency. So before you buy your next miracle collagen booster, ask yourself, am I drinking enough water? Am I eating clean, diverse meals? Am I sleeping enough to let collagen regenerate? Am I walking, stretching, and breathing deeply every day? Because no amount of powder can replace those essentials. Start with your fork. End with your habits. And use supplements only if they're part of a larger, loving strategy toward health. When pain steals joy. Walter's story. Let me tell you a story, not from a textbook, but from life. Walter was a 74-year-old retired Navy officer. He had seen war, sailed storms, and survived loneliness. But none of it compared, he said, to the slow agony of losing his legs to chronic swelling and joint pain. When I met him, he was sitting in my clinic with a cane beside him, shoes barely laced due to his swollen feet. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I can't even walk my dog anymore." Walter wasn't overweight. He didn't drink or smoke. But he had one fatal flaw in his routine, a deeply American diet. His meals were full of toasted white bread with jam, instant coffee with powdered creamer, processed deli meats, microwaved meals from the freezer, the occasional fast food treat. He believed he was eating light. But what he was really eating was empty, void of fiber, collagen precursors, vitamins, minerals, or hydration. His knees had lost flexibility. His ankles were always puffy by noon. He dreaded stairs. And the most heartbreaking part? He had stopped visiting his daughter's house because they had a small porch step he couldn't climb without help. His world was shrinking. The intervention, a 6-week food protocol, Walter didn't believe in nutrition. Not really. He believed in pills, statins, blood pressure meds, diuretics, painkillers. So when I suggested a 6-week protocol based entirely on real, collagen-rich food, he laughed. "You mean soup is going to fix my knees?" I nodded. And then I made him a deal. "Follow this for 6 weeks. If nothing changes, I'll stop talking food. But give me consistency." Here's what we added. Mealtime. Food's breakfast, too. Boiled egg whites, 1 Brazil nut, 1 slice whole grain toast. With avocado, mid-morning coconut water with a few blueberries. Lunch fish. Bone broth with kale and white beans. Afternoon sunflower seeds and acerola smoothie. Dinner, sweet potato mash. Plus steamed greens, plus small serving of boiled chicken feet. Before bed, horsetail tea. Rules: no processed snacks. No refined sugars. Drink 6 to 8 glasses of water. Walk for 10 minutes after every meal, even if it's slow. I saw his eyebrows rise when I mentioned chicken feet broth. He said, "What am I, a witch doctor?" But he promised to try. And that, Sep, is where the transformation began. Week 1 to week 6. The layers of healings 1. The resistance. Walter called me complaining on day 3. "Doc, this tea tastes like hay. I miss my crackers." I reminded him, "Your body is detoxing, not just sugar, but habits." He kept going. Week 2. The shift. He called again, this time surprised. "My ankles aren't ballooning after breakfast anymore. It's strange." The anti-inflammatory properties of acerola, Brazil nuts, and hydration were already doing their quiet work. His shoes began fitting better. Week 3. The surprise. He noticed less pain when climbing stairs. His knees still creaked, but the grinding sensation had faded. He even walked around his block, slowly, for the first time in months. "I don't feel like I'm dragging cement anymore," he said. Week 4. The reward. His skin began to change, less dull, less papery. More importantly, his energy returned. For the first time in years, he accepted an invitation to his daughter's house. He climbed that porch step, by himself, and he cried. The return to movement. The forgotten freedom. Walter's results weren't magic. They were metabolic logic. Collagen-rich foods rebuilt his connective tissues, hydrated and nourished his joints, reduced systemic inflammation, balanced his blood sugar, helped restore circulation in his legs. By week 6, he was walking without his cane. By week 8, he was walking his dog again. Not far, not fast, but free. He told me, "I thought I was just getting old. Turns out, I was just getting empty. Empty of nutrients, empty of motion, empty of hope." Now he had filled all of them back up. 1 bowl of broth, 1 step, 1 bite at a time. The 5 life lessons Walter and I learned. This isn't just about Walter. It's about the millions who suffer silently, accepting pain as a natural price of aging, when in truth, much of it is reversible. So what did Walter teach us? 1. Real food heals faster than fake medicine. No supplement, no pill, no injection can replace a balanced, collagen-rich, anti-inflammatory diet. Nature knows what it's doing. 2. Hydration is medicine. Many joint issues are made worse by dehydration. Water, coconut water, and broth are essential, not optional. 3. Consistency wins over intensity. Walter didn't do anything extreme. No fasting, no surgeries, just daily small steps, and they paid off. 4. Movement is freedom. Joints were made to move. A well-fed joint loves walking, stretching, and dancing. Pain-free movement is not a luxury. It's a right you can reclaim. 5. It's never too late to turn things around. Walter started at 74. That's 74 years of accumulated habits, and he still reversed his condition. The 15 collagen-rich foods, practical meal integration. So, let's make it real. You've learned about the 15 foods. You understand the science. You've heard the stories. But now, how do you actually put it into practice? I've crafted a simple 7-day rotation plan to help you gently but effectively integrate these healing foods into your life without stress, confusion, or culinary acrobatics. Collagen support. Weekly meal plan for joint plus leg recovery. Time of day, foods and ingredients. Rotate per day. Morning boiled egg whites, pluckwis, 1 Brazil nut, plusers green smoothie, spinach, plucks, acerola, pluscus blueberries, plusx coconut water, mid-morning sunflower seeds or small purple fruit bowl, grapes, blackberries. Lunch, soup with chicken feet broth or fish bone broth, plus kale or white beans, plucks, brown rice. Afternoon, sliced cucumber with skin plus a handful of roasted sweet potato. Herbal horsetail tea. Dinner, grilled salmon or sardines. Plius, sautéed greens, kale or spinach. Plius, avocado on whole. Grain bread before bed. Herbal tea or light bone broth with lemon and turmeric. Weekly meal integration tips. Broth days. Batch cook chicken feet or fish bone broth twice per week. Use it as a base for soups, rice, or even drink it plain. Avocado use. Mash it into a toast, use it as a dip, or slice into salads. It's versatile and creamy. Sweet potato prep. Bake extra at once. Eat cold or warm. Top with cinnamon for blood sugar control. Brazil nuts. Limit to 1-2 per day. Store in a dry jar. They're powerful, so go easy. Kale rotation. Alternate raw in salads, blended into smoothies, or sautéed with garlic and olive oil. Cucumber with skin. Always wash well. Eat raw in salads or infused in water. Sunflower seeds. Snack raw or add to yogurt, oatmeal, or smoothies. What to avoid. The anti-collagen enemies. All your efforts can be undone if the following enemies are silently sabotaging your progress. Foods that destroy collagen and worsen. Joint pain. Refined sugar. Breaks down collagen via glycation. Highly processed oils. Canola, soybean. Increase inflammation. Excess alcohol. Depletes vitamin C and zinc. Too much red meat without balance. Increases uric acid. Processed meats. Contain nitrates that attack connective tissue. Sodas and energy drinks. Dehydrate the joints and promote leaching of minerals. If you want to feel the effects of all the nourishing foods you're adding, these culprits must be minimized. A letter from your doctor. If I could speak to every patient over 60. Dear reader, if I could sit across from you right now, no stethoscope, no clipboard, just 2 chairs and a quiet moment, here's what I'd say. You've been through a lot. You've raised families, carried burdens, paid bills, pushed through pain. And now, perhaps for the first time, your body is asking you to listen, not to pills, not to promises, but to something deeper, to the quiet rhythm of your joints, to the heavy fatigue in your legs, to the ache that wasn't there 5 years ago, but now won't leave. It's not weakness. It's not failure. It's just time to change your fuel. You see, the body is miraculous. It remembers. It adapts. It forgives. Even after decades of wear and tear, it's still willing to rebuild, if you give it what it needs. That begins with nourishment, not just for your stomach, but for your cells, your cartilage, your bones, your bloodstream. Every spoon of broth, every bite of avocado, every sip of horsetail tea is not just food. It's love. It's repair. It's hope. You may never run a marathon again, but you can walk to the mailbox without wincing. You can wake up without stiffness. You can pick up your grandchild without bracing for pain. So don't give up. Don't settle. Don't believe the lie that aging must be synonymous with suffering. You still have time. Let food be your medicine. Let your plate be your plan. And let every step you take, pain-free and proud, be a testament to your decision to live with power. With respect and care, Dr. Jonathan Hayes, your joint health advocate, always. Final reflections. Goodbye, swelling. Hello Freedom Collagen isn't just a buzzword. It's the very fabric that holds your mobility, strength, and dignity together. And these 15 foods, these gifts from nature, are not exotic superfoods or gimmicks. They're humble, accessible, and powerful. When combined, they regenerate cartilage, hydrate joints, calm inflammation, improve skin elasticity, balance your immune system, and most importantly, give you your freedom back. Don't let the grocery aisle overwhelm you. Don't let pain be your excuse. And don't let age steal the last chapters of your story. Eat well. Move daily. Rest deeply. And love your body like it's the only one you'll ever live in. Because it is. This is not the end. This is your beginning.